Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. We start this morning with some music. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, a bright blessed day, a dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I'll watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Morning and welcome. I'm Heather. Thank you for being here in person or online. To begin, please join me in a breath. We breathe together so that we might fully arrive in this moment, allowing soul to catch up with body. We follow our breath so that we might be more available to this moment's generosity, the fullness of the potential. Following our breath, we are here, fully here. We are more together. Breathing together, we move into the morning as people and as a people. All right, so I think we will start with do our hello first. Yes, right? Yes. It's like it's kind of mismatched. Okay, so take a moment. We'll say good morning to each other. As a reminder, if you would prefer not to be touched, you can stay seated. Please respect those that choose to stay seated and follow our color guidelines, and we'll reconvene. figured out where I went awry. I got overconfident from doing this a couple weeks ago and forgot to turn the page. So just so your hearts can feel the ritual and the routine, I'm just going to finish the first part and then we'll do announcements. So each Sunday, a flame is kindled as a visual reminder that there is something within us, something eternal, that we call the light. Sometimes that light feels dimmed by the goings-on of life and the world, and we gather to have it kindled again. Sometimes it is kindled by what we receive, and sometimes it is kindled by what we share with others. I'm glad you've chosen to begin your week in this way. Again, good morning and welcome. Since we've already said hello, we'll take a few moments to share some announcements before we depart the youth sangha. So I know Donna Jo and Jane and Jackie have announcements. Does anyone else? Okay. Well, go ahead. You can come first.
Good morning. It's that holiday time of year again, and in the past, we have purchased gifts for kids who are associated with the Concord Center, who are in families that have been affected by HIV and AIDS. A lot of those kids have grown up and are aged out of that particular program, so this year, Concord Center only has 6 kids who need gifts. In the past, we've done a couple dozen, I think. So we have a little angel tree here. There will be 3 females, ages 9, 11, and 12. 3 males, ages 10, 12, and 17. The maximum that you are allowed to spend is $50 so that things come out kind of fair. We would need everything back by December 14th, wrapped with tags with the child's name on it. After service today, if you'll come up, if you're interested in volunteering to do the shopping and the wrapping, I'll put your name and your phone number here. Linda Bell Sr. That Linda Bell and I. You know, for those of you who are new, we have 2 Linda Bells in the church. Yeah, that's where it came from. So we're coordinating this. When we contacted Sonia Cork at the Concord Center, she also said they have a big need for help with some of the older people affected by HIV and AIDS, and they need food. We don't go out and buy food because we don't know what people eat. So what we do is donate money, and they will buy Walmart gift cards, like $50 each, for each of the 30-ish folks that they have. So if you're like me and you don't like shopping for kids, and you want to donate money for the folks who need food, Linda and I will take that money. You can make a check out to the Concord Center. Just let us know by December 14th if you're able to do that, and we'll make sure that they get that extra help that they need. Things that are needed, these are cute. Volcano that erupts. Hair clipper set. That's for a girl. A mannequin hair set or Visa gift card to use towards the hair set. Sweatpants, socks, robe, solid colored t-shirts, and the last 2 are gift cards or age-appropriate toys for the 9 and 10-year-olds. So those are your choices. So let me know today what you want to get involved with. Yeah, those gift items are listed on there with their age and their name. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
All right. We have a donor that will donate and match any funds that we raise up to $1,000. So, so if you are giving for the food for the old people, so it will be matched dollar for dollar. And so if you get it in by the 14th, okay? Thank you. All right.
All right, Donna Jo.
Good morning. As you may or may not be aware, next Sunday is a fifth Sunday. As a result, we don't have a quote unquote normal scenario like we're having today. We always do something a little special, a little different. So next Sunday, we will be doing jewelry making. All the supplies will be supplied by me. And you only have to be able to do two things to make this beautiful jewelry. You have to be able to, raise your hands if you can do this, use a pair of scissors, and glue. There you go. Everyone in here can do this. If you think you're probably going to be here, just so I can make sure I have enough supplies, if you think you'll be here next Sunday, please raise your hands. Okay, thank you very much. If you decide, oh, I want to come, but I didn't raise my hand, should I come? Yes, I will have extra supplies. It's fun. You'll go home actually with a refrigerator magnet and 2 necklaces. They'll be ready either to wear or to give as gifts since the holiday season's coming up. And it should be a lot of fun. So we won't be meeting in here. We'll be meeting at the tables in the other room. So please join us. It will be so much fun. Thank you.
And I just want to let everybody know that the Change for Church brought in $80.87.
All right, I believe that's all of our announcements. So at this time, our youth can depart. Maggie, Oakland, in the zone. Okay, and we'll do music first and then meditation.
Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. For everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. There is a season, turn, turn. mountain, and daytime to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late.
Okay, it's me again. At the church, at the sanctuary, we meditate. We meditate so that we might quiet the chaos of our minds, to feel more connected to Source and each other, to be more present in this moment. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat, whatever that means to you. And if it feels safe and you wish to, you can close your eyes. If not, I invite you to find somewhere to rest your gaze a few feet in front of you. And as always, we will begin simply by noticing the breath, not trying to change your breath or even intentionally slow the breath. We're simply honing our skill of noticing. Maybe it's helpful to pay attention to the way your breath feels as it enters your nose, all the way until it hits your lungs, and following that same breath as it exits your lungs, your nostrils or mouth. We can build a deeper connection to our breath if we place a hand wherever we feel our breath the most. Maybe that's on your chest or your belly. Taking a moment just to notice this new information from the rise and the fall of your hand. Noticing if it's easy or challenging to breathe this morning. Noticing as we breathe together whether your thoughts are already getting busy again. Maybe about something happening right now, or something that happened in the past, or preparation and worry for the future. All of these thoughts are normal. And when we join together in meditation, we can use this as an opportunity to practice reminding our mind that we don't need to think about those things right this moment. Thanking our minds for trying to keep us safe, and practicing labeling those thoughts thinking, and trying to imagine that thought as if it could take the form of a feather that can float away in the wind, or a leaf that can float away on a stream. Imagining that thought floating away. You might also prefer to picture something just passing by, like the train of a car. It's here, and then it's gone. Coming back to your breath. We'll take a few deep breaths together on purpose now. I'll guide you, but I encourage you to listen to your body and go at your own pace. So on your next inhale, filling your belly as full as you can get with air, like a big balloon, and then letting it all go at once. Really squeezing it out at the end. Breathing in, expanding, filling your belly and all the way into your chest. and let it all go at once. One more time. Maybe sighing it out, maybe even sticking the tongue out. Maybe we do one more breath like that, breathing in, filling as full as you can get with air. Sigh it all the way out. Really squeezing it out at the end. Letting your breathing return to normal. And continuing to hone the practice of curiosity. Just noticing any shifts or changes in your body or breath after those deep belly breaths. Thanking your mind for any thoughts that are trying to come in. Practicing labeling them thinking and letting them float away. We'll close our meditation today by remembering our anchoredness into this moment. So as you soak up this quiet mind or continue to practice this skill of letting those thoughts go and coming back to the breath, encourage you to imagine that you are connected to the earth, imagining maybe a color coming in through the earth into your feet or seat, depending on how you're sitting. And another color leaving your body and entering the earth. Really using these colors to remember our interconnectedness, anchoring into this space, this moment. Breathing the color of the earth into your body, letting it relax and calm you as much as possible. And exhaling your individual color out into the earth and the world. Soaking in this reciprocal love, this intertwined, loving relationship with our planet and with each other. Continuing to breathe in and out. Breathing in that light, that color from source, and sending it to any areas of tension or pain. And exhaling your light and giving yourself permission to release and relax. Inhaling love and space. And exhaling that tension and giving yourself permission to relax, to find safety and calm here, now. Letting those thoughts float away like a feather in the wind or a leaf on a stream. Come back into your body, to your breath. One more deep breath in, inviting source and light from the earth and each other. Exhaling your light out into the world and relaxing into this space. As we close our meditation, I invite you to choose a word or a phrase to remind you of this time you spent this morning, connecting to yourself and each other. And on your last big inhale, giving it somewhere safe to live in your body. And as you exhale, letting go of any resistance. Slowly making your way back into this space. Maybe you wiggle your fingers or toes. some stretches that sound good for your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. The sanctuary was founded on meditation and prayer. So if you have a need for prayer, I invite you to submit that online, currently still at thechurchwithin.org, or we have boxes here in this room or in the entryway. I will be here at the front to pray with you if you're interested after today's service.
Good morning. I'm not Melissa. Melissa was signed up to give the message in prayer today, and when people need us to tag in so they can tag out, we do that together. So, hello. Please just join me in a prayer for a moment. It's a nice short one. Give your eyes another moment to soften as you take a breath. And I will be reading you a prayer from Cole Arthur Riley titled, For Those Who've Changed. God of change, we are not who we once were. We are tired of being known only in memory. Protect us from being dragged into a selfhood that no longer feels true for us. Help us to walk in our present selves without forgetting or dismissing who we've been, the pain we may have caused, or the stories that we carry. Remind us that our journey to selfhood is not escapism, but listening, attunement. As we look towards deeper change still, help us to remember that we can honor our future selves without degrading who we have been. There is beauty here too, on the edge of our becoming. Amen. I'm out of practice. But I am going to get my stool. Where's Vicky? Vicky needs to hear this. I made this halfway for her. Vicky, this is also for you. I spent the last 2 days somewhere in between Pat and Vicky peeling a lot of vegetables and... Well, wait. I didn't do the work. I was just told what work to do. It was really a craft of love from Vicky and Pat themselves. Before I even start, can we bring Vicky for just a second? We just need her for 1 second. So since I've been here, I need you to know that in true Vicky fashion, I said 3 days ago, hey, is there anything I could do to help? And she said no. And so what I decided to do then was just show up anyway. Because I remember Thanksgivings when I was young. And if you weren't there to just get voluntold something, then you missed the enrichment. So when Vicky finally arrives in this space, I would like everyone... Vicky's not here, and she's refusing to make an appearance, I believe. Okay, can we all just turn and stand up and thank Vicky and Pat? Pat, go stand over by Vicky so we can thank you too. Vicky and Pat and Tracy. Vicky, I told everybody that you told me not to show up, and I just kept coming anyway. They have been laboring to give birth to what is going to be an incredible meal after this. And for both of you, I am incredibly grateful. So thank you for letting me share the last 2 days with you. And thank you for the delicious food and always taking care of us more than just our bodies. Okay, now that I am going to get yelled at later, I'll start. I've been thinking a lot about the holidays this week. I've been listening to my clients in their sessions as they talk about their families and their plans and the ways that they do and do not want to spend their time over the next couple of weeks. Heather's shaking her head. Apparently we're having the same conversations. I've also been talking to my friends, parties that they're planning, corners of their house that they're going to clean probably for the first time since last year, and ways that they will be with the ones that they love, the ones that they tolerate, and the people that they also wish would just avoid the invitation. I've been hearing a lot of that. I feel like it's safe to say that all of us have these things that we are going to love and these things that we are going to just barely tolerate over the holidays. This also got me thinking about our rituals and our roles and how our resentment sometimes collides with those when we gather. And I think this example of our holiday practices feels like a helpful frame to explore something even deeper. It helps me also wonder even more about what can change if we change our focus. Rituals are these self-contained routines and habits and activities that we do to replenish, to reconnect, to reestablish us in the order of all things. Some daily routines may look like morning porch coffee, a good skincare routine, a nightly call to your best friend. It's that practice of something steady that realigns us that's really at the heart of rituals. Other rituals are ways of transforming grief or drawing us closer in certain times, like the ritual of opening Mom's recipe box and studying her handwriting, or the practice of talking to our dead on specific dates, or even when just peeling potatoes. The rituals we practice have meaning, and they remind us of people, of places, better times, or maybe even things that we were very sure we wouldn't survive. Even here in this space, the candles, our communal breathing, all rituals that connect, all rituals that draw us closer to something. Each of us are going to leave this place today full of a proper promise, a proper Thanksgiving meal. And we're going to be ready to recite, perform, and re-engage in our personal and our collective rituals that begin the holiday season. Our rituals that are a way we practice coming back home to ourselves. On top of all the rituals that ground us are the roles that we play in life. Not roles like you eat today, but roles that we play. Roles are a part of our larger identity, and when they're self-designated, they have the ability to empower us with meaning, purpose, and a full sense of belonging. And then there are roles that are given to us by happenstance or by others. Some of us are oldest children. Some of us are parents. Others of us are children. Others are at the age where they're not kids, and they're paving their way into new identities, desperate to lose the old ones. Some of us are known to others by what we can fix or break. Some by detail and organization of our minds. Others of us are known for our ability to handle conflict or by the very creative ways we avoid or diffuse it. Roles are simply just ways that people understand our performance in community. Roles are the ways that we have been told to, or do in fact, celebrate who we are and our place in the world. And for the most part, these feel fine until they don't. I see some head shaking. Yeah. Maybe you grew out of being a peacemaker years ago. Maybe running the family calendar of events is not your bag anymore. Maybe you aren't the Thanksgiving kids table manager these days. Did anybody have that job? Because I know I did. Okay. In our lives, it's important to have permission to grow out of roles and allow roles that we do want to change us. Psychologists note that from the ages of 16 to 25, and I hope Heather's going to shake her head. Psychologists note that from the ages of 16 to 25, there's this deeply impactful development in every person's ego, right? And it helps us cut away from the roles and the pieces of who we were in our families to make room for who we know that we are in the world. While this is painful and it's a tender process to be in and definitely to watch, it's a sacred one that all young people, or maybe 60-year-olds, are just learning is possible. What we can't outgrow as easily is how others see us. How we're seen in a community of people can feel permanent and have a value stamp. To break from others' perspectives some days feels impossible. And like our very belonging might be at stake. For some, it truly is belonging making or breaking. Maybe others see you as the caretaker, maybe as the fixer, maybe the comedian. Others may see you as a cook, or the entertainment, the handyman, the family therapist. Maybe you're the black sheep. These roles that others give us are some of the hardest to shake. And these are the roles that we tend to resent once we know that they're no longer true about who we are. Francis Weller, in his book, Dark Night of the Soul, argues that in middle age, me included, I'm just going to add that. In middle age, when the world feels seemingly easier and we have most of our learning and our mistakes behind us, we enter an even more important time than that of the developing ego of our teens and our 20s. Weller argues that we enter a phase of soul development, of contemplation, of reflection, and of pruning that deepens our understanding of our place, of our purpose, and of where we need to let go of things that no longer serve us. So, if you feel today like you're in your first, second, third, or fourth midlife crisis, congrats. I hear it's supposed to be happening. Resentment, though. What a hard word to pin down. Like, we know what it feels like. We know what it feels like, but it's really hard for me to name. I'm still very curious about it. Here's my working definition of resentment. Resentment is that sticky, molasses-like bitterness that we feel in our bodies, our minds, and our souls about how we're being treated, the ways we're being used, or the spaces that we feel narrowed by. through the perspective of others. Resentment happens internally and externally. We feel resentment about how we're seen, and it impacts how we feel about people that misunderstand us. But resentment also moves internally into an anger about what we're being asked to do or who we're being told to be. If rituals are the thing we practice to come back home to ourselves, I'm beginning to imagine stepping into the roles that we know are ours to claim as the road to get there. I believe, as many authors and thinkers do, that performing roles in our community that no longer serve us is an act of abandoning ourselves. It isn't the misunderstood roles someone gave us that sparks the resentment. The resentment lives in the action of abandoning ourselves to meet old ways of being us. It's been a long time since I was the oldest child, the black sheep, the kids' table manager, the girl who hasn't found the right man to take care of me, or the leader who has all the answers and a perfect apology when I don't. These are some of the roles that I've outgrown, that I've stretched past, even downright rejected in becoming more myself. But here's the thing about belonging and about resentment. Far too often, we're focused on the wrong thing. Because we crave belonging, because we know it to be necessary for all people to thrive, and because we are wired with the desire to be understood, sometimes we all lose focus. Resentment creates this space where we truly believe we have to, must, and are solely responsible for changing people's perspective of us. Some days that feels like the only mission we may have, just to get people to understand who we are. Does this sound familiar? I wonder how many of us are going to walk into a space over the next couple of weeks or a couple months carrying a casserole dish and feeling a sense of resentment of getting narrowed, or the sadness that comes along with outgrowing other people's experiences of us. I'm not sure there's a deeper pain than being misunderstood. I don't know that there is a word in the English language that could fairly represent what it feels like when someone decides who you are, what your intentions behind how you behave must mean about you. It's a lonely and heartbreaking experience to feel like you've never gotten the chance to explain, defend, or impact how sure someone is about you. And in all of these moments that we've shared, there is some advice I have that might help. What I know about these times where we feel unseen in our wholeness is this: we're in fact not being seen in our wholeness. In many cases, if there's a healthy relationship intact, these moments end up feeling less like a betrayal and more like a generative talking point into a deeper relationship. But that's not the case with those that we have met who are committed to their version of history or their version of us. What do? How can we move from this place of carrying resentment and a deep sense of pain? Well, I can't promise that this is going to be pain-free, but I can promise that it'll be freeing. What if I told you that this isn't a conflict of misunderstanding, but a conflict of focus? You see, we're all in this space, searching for belonging, hoping to be known and understood. That is our sacred birthright. When that falls flat on its face, we experience being narrowed into roles that don't feel like us, or dismissed as the sum of our behavior, or maybe just never invited in. And we feel this cosmic sense of righteousness that we have to make this right. For some of us, this means defaulting into old patterns and rituals, like managing the way we speak or how we engage. For others, it means being careful about the topics that we bring up, skirting around things that we know feel dangerous. Most of us, this means we become hypervigilant around people, scanning them for any signs that we aren't doing being us well. And when conflict or misunderstanding rears its ugly head again, we double down, we try harder, we change more. But what if that's the wrong focus? What if the mission to change people's minds is simply where we get stuck? What if it's the sneaky little trap that our mind creates in order to delay what we really know will work? All people in a community form their own opinions, behave in ways that they have decided works for them. All people have life experiences that have shaped their belief about community and about other people. Some are suspicious, some hopeful. Some are curious, some are guarded. Some are avoidant, while others are more anxious and hope to be liked. We cannot change other people. We cannot change other people. What we can change is our focus. I believe that the very reason we as people fight so hard in community to be heard and understood, even in places where people have decided they know us, is because we cannot tolerate the grief. We cannot tolerate the feeling of accepting that we're not being fully seen. When we feel the grief, when we accept the reality, when we see that we are not being fully seen, if that is the focus, then the only thing we can change is us. When we allow others their own ideas, values, perspectives, and opinions, and we accept that these are not ours to shape or influence, it is then and only then that we can do that deep work of the soul that Francis Weller speaks of. It is then that we can decide for our own selves with our own power what is right for us now. As we walk into the weeks of holiday feasts and gathering ahead of us, and especially for those like me who will be using this time alone, I want to offer up a new ritual that speaks to the heart of this very conflict. I want to offer us a way to stop abandoning ourselves in order to prove to others that we belong. I want that grief and hurt and conflict to carry us into something more transcendent than just a cycle that we get stuck in. It's my hope today and every day that there are ways that we are all walking back home to ourselves, and that each time that we do, we are reminded that we are more than enough, just as we are, regardless of what we are outgrowing. And so, plot twist, we're going to do another meditation. But this time, I want you to join me in a call and response. I'm going to say these sentences very slowly, and you're going to close your eyes if you feel safe to, or lower your gaze. And you're going to say them back to yourself and to everyone else. So take a deep breath. I am deeply known and deeply held. I am committed to building a home for my whole self. I celebrate the ways which I have grown. I celebrate the ways I am still becoming. I am committed to facing what I am outgrowing. I trust there is room for me in the world. I trust there is room for me in my world. I am deeply known and deeply held. There is nothing in this life I must face alone. There is nothing in myself that I must hide. There is nothing in my past I must heal in isolation. There is nothing about who I was that keeps me from who I am. There is nothing about who I am that stops me from who I want to be. There is nothing within me that keeps me from love. I am deeply known and deeply held. I trust the parts of me I have outgrown. I trust the pieces of me I have newly found. I trust the process of becoming. I hold grief and love in the same arms. I hold fear and certainty in the same arms. I am deeply known and deeply held. Belonging exists for me. Let it be so. Amen.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang 'em on a health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the family and the frames in your mind. Hang 'em on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos, memories, and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
All right, as the ushers prepare to collect the gathering, please join me in the offering prayer. Beloved divine, all that I am and all that I have comes from your limitless supply. I am an open and willing conduit through which your good flows. I share all that I have as you direct. Love, friendship, prosperity, peace, abundance, and joy are gifts that I share and receive. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Amen. Thank you, Donnie. Beloved divine, thank you for another week of generous offerings, of time and talent, of treasure, of community and care. Thank you for this time together and the opportunity to reflect on the gifts of those that came before us. May we take these reflections and our personal gifts into the coming week to share with those outside these walls that need to be reminded of love and light. And may we leave here with open hearts to receive the gifts of others in whatever form they come. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. All right. Please join me in the closing song. May the peace of God go before us into this glorious week, and may the peace remain wherever we have walked.